Well, how you do, Buckaroos? I'm doing some whiskey today, and there's a reason for it. There's always a good reason for it in there. So I got some Jim Beam Black, and I got it in the small bottle. I've got it for a reason. It's because Jim Beam Black runs about $20 a bottle in my neck of the woods, between 20 and 25 actually. But I found a store that had these little ones marked down to 99 cents a piece. So, being the frugal sort that I am, I got it. But the main reason I got it, well, is because my wife found me this glass at a DAV a while back. So I had to get some black so I could do a video with the right bourbon in the right glass. So there you go. A little OCD that way. Once I get something, I gotta use the right one. It is a neat glass, as you can see. I'm gonna do some on the rocks, but this really is a neat glass. Not neat, but neat. It's meant for whiskey neat. You could tell by the size of the glass. That pours very nice. Jim Beam Black used to state that it was an 8-year-old bourbon. It doesn't anymore. It just says extra aged for smoothness. Blah 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 blah. It is 86 proof. I'm guessing, if I had to guess, that it's just a blend of various 4 to 8 year old bourbons. But at one time, it was listed as an 8-year-old. They tell you to look for bold caramel more so than the regular Jim Beam, and warm oak. Yeah, you do get a lot of caramel, a whole lot of vanilla on the nose. What are those things called? Lancaster is it Lancaster? There's caramels that are out. They do this caramel cream caramels. That's kind of what the nose smells like. It's that mix of caramel and cream. It's very interesting. Let's take a drink, shall we? They do tell you it's supposed to be smoother. Read a touch from their website. Elegant, smooth, refined. That's what extra aging will do to bourbon. Jim Beam Black is a premium bourbon with more flavor character, made to be sipped and savored. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know about all that, but it is good. Not a top shelf, not a bottom shelf. It is certainly worth the money, I would say, even at the $20 a bottle. Sure, why not? Compared to other $20 bourbons, I think it's all right. It is rather easy to drink neat for sure. It's not harsh. I've had some more nuanced, but at this price point, I think it's right. It's spot on. You certainly taste a lot of caramel. I'm getting more vanilla on the nose than I'm actually getting on the flavor, but there's a lot of caramel on the taste. You certainly do taste some oak, but not in a big way. It is rather balanced, as it were. You trying to use craft beer terms. I mean, it doesn't feel. It's not heavy oak. It's not like a Devil's Cut, for instance. That's just wood everywhere. So I mean, it is mellow. It's certainly easy to drink. Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's worth the money. I mean, I like glasses, man. The thing is, I don't really have any high end glassware. Um, Most of them are glasses like this that probably came in a set at one time with something or other. But that's the stuff I kind of like, and I collect them. Um, I say collect. I don't know. I don't collect in the sense of generally folks that collect don't use what they collect. They buy stuff to put on a shelf. I use everything. I rotate glasses in and out. um, and I break some. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you actually use things. I'm really not a collector in the in that sense of the word, because I don't, like I said, I don't collect things to sit on a shelf. But I am going to try some on the rocks as well. So hey, here's my neat, and I'm going to be back shortly with some Beam on the rocks. Well, how you do, Buckaroos? I'm back with some black, and I added another little bottle here and a big square ice cube. You can see I filled my little glass up because this really isn't a rocks glass. It really is a neat whiskey glass. But again, it's a Jim Beam Black glass, and I want to drink some Jim Beam Black in my Jim Beam Black glass. So there you go, man. I'm going to let that sit and kind of chill just a minute or so. Okay, so I have some neat. It's very nice. It is a likable whiskey. Again, is it the smoothest bourbon I've ever had? No. Is it boldest? No. But I think it's fine for the price point. It runs about $20 a bottle. Um, Sometimes I find it on sale for about 17 or 18. It's good. But today I found these little bottles. I picked up four of them. They were 99 cents a piece. That will allow me to do this. You know? So there you go. So now that I've got a little cold, I'm telling you, the caramel and vanilla and the cream notes that I was describing earlier aren't as pronounced. But at colder, I am getting more of the oak notes than I was getting with it neat, to be honest with you, on the nose anyway. Okay, well there you go. I'm finding it a little sweeter cold, to be honest with you. More of the sugars are coming out. It's a little bit sweeter. I am still getting those big caramel notes as well. And I said before when I had it neat that the caramel was big and bold. I got a lot of caramel and a whole lot of vanilla on the nose. But when I tasted it, I got more big caramel, less vanilla. So here when I'm tasting it on the rock still, the vanilla and caramel seem to be more balanced together. So again, how you drink this, don't get snobby. I know, but, oh, you should never put ice or don't put water. And so drink it however you want. I do drink most of my stuff neat, but sometimes ice tastes good. I mean, sometimes you just want it cold. Drink it however you want. Don't let snobs of any kind tell you how you should enjoy something. Enjoy it the way you like. Again, I am getting more of the sugars with it cold. I'm feeling more of the oak on the nose with it cold more so than I did neat. But I'm not getting as much of the oak on the palate as I was with it neat. So there's your trade off. But again, it does feel a lot sweeter. Cold, it sure does. Oh, 86 proof it is. So it's a little more than your regular Beam. Again, at one time it was listed as an 8-year-old. I don't know, that changed a couple years ago, something like that. I don't know exactly when. I don't remember exactly when it happened, man. But one time it was listed as an 8-year-old. Now it just says extra age for smoothness. Who knows? I'm guessing it's probably a blend of somewhere between 4 to 8-year-olds. They probably blend some together for specific flavor. I wish they kept it at an 8-year-old. I think that made it special, but there you go. Everybody's got to save some money, I suppose. Yeah, if you've watched some of my videos before, you've probably heard me say what I'm about to say. But at one time, Jack Daniels, a sour mash Tennessee whiskey, was a 90 proof. And then at some point, I think somewhere in the 80s, it became an 86 proof. Somewhere in the 90s, it just became an 80 proof. I don't remember the exact dates. But I think Jack Daniels tends to get by on its name rather than its quality anymore because it isn't quite the same as it once was. The quality may be exactly the same, to be honest with you, but they have watered it down. It's not the same at 80 as it was 90. And the point I'm trying to make here is that this Jim Beam Black at 86 proof runs about the same price, or some usually a few dollars cheaper than the Jack Daniels. And personally, this Jack Daniels is an 80 proof Tennessee whiskey now, where this is an 86. My personal opinion, for my money, I think this is a smoother whiskey. I'm not going to use the term better. I think that's relative. But it depends on what you're looking for. Jack Daniels does have a specific and unique flavor. So if that's what you're looking for, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not going to harsh your mellow, man. I'm not going to bag on you for buying the Daniels, but I really think this is a more nuanced. It's a smoother whiskey. Um, the flavors are much better balanced, and I think again, it's you got an 86 proof versus an 80 proof. So I think you're getting a little more bang for your buck if you buy this as opposed to the Jack. But I mean, again, most people that buy Jack are doing so for a specific flavor. That's something they've kind of grown up with, so they always do it. They don't even know why they're buying it at this point. They just keep buying it and pour Coke in it and just ruin the hell. Oh, bourbon and Coke drinkers. See, I'm not typically a snobby or pretentious guy. I'm really not. Anybody that knows me knows that. But yeah, I mean, you can't be refined on any level if you're throwing bourbon or if you're throwing Coke in your bourbon. Or your Tennessee whiskey, such as it's just wrong on so many levels. However, having said that, there are some caveats. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to revisit the classic highball lately, and I haven't done with Coke. But I recently did a wild turkey with some ginger ale. Sometimes a highball is refreshing, so I'm not going to bag on you, I guess, too hard for having your whatever spirit you're drinking with your Coke. It's just not something that I particularly enjoy doing. And a lot of that's because I like to taste the whiskey. I don't know why you want to dilute it with all that Coke, man. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. There's something wrong with you, brother. So, anyways, I'm going to run this long if I make you watch me drink this whole glass. So, I think I pretty much said all I have to say. Hey, it's good either way. This is, again, it's not a high dollar whiskey. So, yeah, you could drink it neat. You could drink it rocks. You can even highball it because, again, it's not a super high dollar whiskey. So, hey, I'm trying to beer whisper, and we'll talk to you later. Cheers.